I have called toll free.
Tigers then.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy Jay Still the Tiger, and I'm back for another episode of the Tigers Den. And today's episode is called Diary of a Black Creator. Yes, it is Black History Month, so we might as well get our talk on. We're gonna have a little fun, and of course, you see all these legends, and they'll have a chance to introduce themselves. But this will be a open panel as well. So if you guys have any questions for anybody here or just as a whole, feel free to drop it right into the comments and we'll try our best to answer. So first things first, I can't do this by myself. So big shout out to all my podcast members, Hitman Boogie, who's in the background, always holding it down. Baby Kids, aka Big Titty Gator. Yes, that's her name.
Big Titty Gator.
Damn it, kids. Damn it.
Rose, aka Waddles. The older man, my boy Drippy. You find him on Three Bird Beats. And of course, all the sounds that you hear and the music. My favorite DJ, DJ Swift. Big shout out. They actually had an episode yesterday, so make sure y'all go check it out on BLERD Ninjas on Twitch, Instagram, all social media. So make sure y'all check that out. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. So, starting from Ross, can you tell us who you are and what is your profession?
Indeed, I can. My name is Cool Dude Ross. I am the kindest, educated, wise, loving dude in the world. Hey, I seen that look. Anyway.
No. Speak your truth. Go ahead.
Everybody drinking? Damn. Everybody drinking. That was a boogie. Thank you. I am a comedian, actor, producer, and primarily just an artist.
Okay. All right. Vaughn, you up next. I'm going by my screen.
What's happening? My name is Villainous Beats. What he's called me by was one of my cosplay names of Vaughn Carradine. I am a beat maker, producer, photographer, dad, content creator, cosplayer, social justice instigator. Never a hater, but always the greater. Bald-headed villain. And I'm just happy to be here.
You know what? I knew this was coming. All right, cool. All right. Chicks and Giggles.
Hello, hello. How you guys doing? My name is Chicks and Giggles. People call me Chicks or Crew for short. I am a content creator. I am a variety streamer currently on Twitch. Expanding over to YouTube soon. Social media manager, podcast host, mom, wife, wear a lot of hats. All around just like a really goofy, silly person. I love meeting new people. Stuff like this is like my jam. So I'm excited to jump in and chit chat with y'all. But yeah, that is it. That's what I do.
Miss Alea, you are up next. I hope I said that right.
Okay, so sorry, I forgot that I didn't plug in my laptop, so I was like fussing, I've
No
been
judgment.
fussing. But okay, hi, I'm Alea Jobson. I make music. I run a little WordPress website that I want to have as a hangout spot instead of having a Discord server, and I also make games and stuff. Just all around creative person.
Nice.
As soon as she said games, everybody's like, What? Games?
Right, ears perked up.
So
Yeah.
Like, "Eh?"
like games on systems or
I kind of just always dabble. So if I find a new genre that I find interesting, I tend to just gravitate. So I have a TTRPG going. I have a GDD that got started on but was stopped. That's an RPG. And I also have what? Interactive novel, interactive fiction that's going to become a visual novel. Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's
Nice.
dope.
That's talent.
I am here for
Mhm.
that. I am here for that.
Thank you.
All
Okay, I'm going to
right.
stop my camera for a second while I fuss.
Got it. All right, Adam, you're up next.
Hey, everybody. I'm Adam, known as Life of TQ. Um, I'm not as elaborate as all these other people. I'm
Hey,
just.
hey, cut it out.
Yeah.
I'm
Stop
here,
it.
I'm
Shannon.
a front desk worker, a
Stop
massage
that line.
therapist, a
Stop that
chef,
line.
you
Stop that
know,
line. Get his
a
ass,
creative
Boogie.
all around.
Came in here from back.
Get him.
Boogie came
Cut
in
it
here,
out.
got you together.
Cut it out.
Get your ass.
Jeez.
You gave this over. It's the Black Rabbit. You better cut it out.
No, but like I said, I'm a massage therapist, a front desk clerk, uh, aspiring model, a creative all around. So,
Okay. All right. All right.
See it in
Miss
your
Liz,
hair.
you're up next. No, we saving you for last. We saving you for last.
Well, we just got canceled. Your turn, Liz.
Hi guys, I'm Lizzie Collins Love. You can call me Lizzie. The owner of Anime Card. So I do art. I draw by hand and then I digitally edit it. So I do commissions. I vend. I also have stores, Redbubble and Shopify, and like to support the BLERD community. So you can catch me on IG Live with Anime Card Live Talks. That's relatively new, I guess. Put podcaster into that. So I just talk to different creators kind of like this, but just get to know them better on a personal level and how we can support the community. So that's what I do.
Okay. Okay. Now you can go tier.
I'll be calm. I'll be calm with it. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tier. I am the owner of Sovereign Comics. I go by Tier the Omniscient. All hell, the Omniscient. I'm a
no, it's
husband.
all hell Pandora.
Yep, right. Husband, soon to be. I'm also the baby's pappy. So, on top of that, no, I got some kids too. Yeah, for real. But on top of that, mainly, like I said, I publish comic books. Been writing these comics since 2007, if I'm being honest. Like since 2007, I started my universe. I started when I was in the military, so yeah, I am a combat veteran. Spent 4 years in the Marine Corps and 9 years in the United States Army. People call me crazy, even at the VA. So there's that. Got 2 degrees, both in business. bachelor's in business administration, concentration in business development, and MBA in marketing. But yeah, creating the Silververse. We have there's 5 titles that I've written that have been released, but I have just recently brought in individuals to bring their own stories to life. So SJ has a title coming soon. Um, Boogie and Keta have a title coming soon. Um, John, who does comic, he has an online comic book shop, has a title coming soon. And Jay Stowe, can I say it? Can I say it? Can I say it? Is that right? Jay Stowe has a title coming soon. So yeah, so we're expanding out. We're doing a lot. So whenever I hear people folks say they do music and movies and games and all this stuff, I'll be in contact because we expanding. I'll be in contact.
I mean, just
I mean that is an excellent question for Calvino. When is the last time you haven't been caught on fire? But that's a personal
again?
question. Listen, we call him Black Yeebus or Black Jesus. So if you've ever met Calvino, that's Black Jesus.
Like Jesus.
Indeed.
oh Lord.
You know what? That's not a bad cosplay for him either.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah.
He got the height too. So
Damn it, Boogie.
So since you guys are all procreators, I definitely want to ask this next question.
Procreators.
I mean, that's the safest term. That's the safest term.
I don't have no kids.
Professional. You might as well just pull out professional.
I'm most definitely
Procreators.
procreator. I'm most definitely a procreator.
I only got the one kid, just the one.
Professional creators.
Dude.
Can I say it now? Actually, Jay, I'll let SJ tell you. SJ, you can tell Jay. Cause you,
Oh no.
it's not like that. Y'all chill out.
Nope, it's too late. We're here.
Oh, Lord.
We're here now. We're here.
Damn it.
But I would
No,
have
it's just
to
SJ
ask,
knows.
but I have to ask everyone, and this is a free for all question. So I won't point you out unless I'm being petty. But free for all, like in your opinion, what makes a professional creator?
I think someone who's been. Oh, go ahead, cool.
No, my thing is, why does it say, in your opinion, what makes a pro skater? On the bottom.
Skater?
On the bottom. Look at the
Yeah.
bottom.
God damn it. Buggy.
Hey, if you can do an ollie hop without falling, pro skater.
If you can kick push, you a pro skater.
Yep, pro skater. No, I don't know. A lot of people can kick and push, but they typically find themselves on the ground after they kicked and pushed. So it depends. I know my 40-year-old self, I'll be on the ground. When I was a kid, yeah. Now, nah. Bones ain't liking that.
I'll stick to a bike.
Yep. We're safe. But I think what makes a procreator in my eyes, I feel like it's a person who's been paid to do something. I think once you hit that point, no matter what it is, whether you are doing shirts, whether you're a masseuse, whether you're doing comics, whether you're doing music, once you hit that point where someone either buys what it is, your product, or commissions you to do that thing, I feel like at that point you're a professional. Because a lot of people have this idea that you gotta be in articles and be tapped on the shoulder by the rich and famous. Nah, once you get paid, whether it's $1 or 100 or more, you're there. You're a professional. That's what I think. So.
I agree with that. And then even though a profession usually come, like when people think profession, they normally think of people that have just put things in like years into this thing. I also would think that they're also learning and improving and doing
Hmm.
more things rather than just being stagnant and
Yes.
just being comfortable with what they're doing. I feel like if a pro creator, somebody that is always learning newer things about what they're interested in, whether that's something that they've been doing even since they were a kid. Like I've been, like for instance, like I've been singing since I was young, and rapping in middle. I would say middle school up until this point. But as far as making beats, that's been the newest thing that I've been getting into, and that's been something that I've been doing the most bit of learning as far as as far as creation goes, because I'm always trying to do something different with music. So as long as it's just whatever you're doing is you're still learning and still improving on that's also something that will make you a pro
Yeah.
creator.
Yeah, I think that I agree with you. I call those individuals. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm the same way, like you say. Like I like to learn and push the envelope even more.
Mhm.
Like a lot of the stuff that I know, like I taught myself how to do. So lettering, I taught myself how to do. Writing scripts, I taught myself how to do. Even building stuff for comics off of researching comics, and because I read them for years, I taught myself how to write them. But I was taught how to ink by a professional inker. But I do agree with you, like the individual who continue to push the envelope, or they're like, okay, I'm glad I learned that, but there's more to learn, to ensure that
Mm,
they're, going further.
absolutely.
I like to call those type of individuals masterminds in the sense. That's what I like to call them, because I feel like they're few and far between. Because I think a lot of people, once they hit that point, or that point of comfortability, that's it. And in the art community, I see it so much. Like people hit that point, and they're getting praises and people are liking their stuff, and then it's like they cease to grow. After that, it's it. Then you never
Well,
see no
I
more
I
growing
would
from that.
contest that. I'm sorry, I would contest that because I think what happens is actually that you have your first few things that you produce, you have had a lifetime to combine to create it, and then the next things that you have to produce, you have to make up with like less material in a shorter time frame, and you have less to rely on for your material. Because, for example, me, I just went through a creative avalanche, and it was culminating with years and years of previously existing media.
Hmm.
It went back into maybe I would say the 60s or something, and then it dives into a lot of pop culture, and it like sucks in so much to produce this one little avalanche of creativity.
Hmm.
And it's because I'm at the beginning of the thing where
Okay.
I haven't made it, so I don't have like my masterpiece that combines all that I have learned in life to present to the
Oh,
public.
well, that's not what I'm getting at. Because even still with my comics, I haven't presented everything. Like the books that people have right now is nowhere near a freaking small ice chip of the iceberg. Is nowhere near what people are getting. So that's not what I meant. I meant like in the art community, like in your case, you're still growing, right? You're still
Mm,
growing, and you know that this is your arena, this is your medium. So you're researching and you're studying that area so that you can grow in your stuff. What I'm talking about is individuals who get to that point and someone's like, "Oh my god, you're the best artist ever," and they're like, "Yeah, I'm the best artist ever," and then they stop. Like you
you
see
know
their art just, it just
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
I'm just asking the
You know.
question like what's happening behind the scenes because you see what
Well,
happens.
usually the people that I've met when that's happened typically get inflation up here.
Mhm.
They're like, "Yeah, everybody says I'm the best. I don't need to grow anymore." And that's like everyone doesn't do that, but some people do that. A
you
lot
know
of
who's
other people,
really
they'll be like, "Okay, thank you for the compliment, but I still got to push." Because like with me, I get told, like I've been told by folks, "Hey, your comics are amazing. Thank you, I really appreciate it." But I'm trying to catch these other people. I'm trying to be way up there. Like whenever someone thinks about comics in the last 100 years, my name falls in. But if I stop because someone says, "Yo, these comics are the best," and I don't improve my writing, I don't grow even more, I don't improve my storytelling, I don't improve my dialogue. Like I've been told that my stories are great ever since I've been writing since the first grade. I taught myself how to write scripts in the seventh grade. So I've been told that my stories are great forever. But when I go back and look at my old stories, I'm like, man, that dialogue is trash compared to what I can do now.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's like that is because I was like, hey, thank you, but I need to keep practicing. I need to, study Stephen King and study these script writers and study these individuals, study William Shakespeare and all these individuals who have written and their stories have lasted 5 decades, 10 decades, hundreds of years. That's what I mean when I say that part. And I feel like what you're doing, as far as the way you explain how you're doing your medium, you're in that area, so where you're gonna keep growing because you're researching that and you're like, okay, I see what you did, but now I'm gonna do it in my style and do it the way that I see, and you're gonna forever grow. But I've seen people who will get that, hey, you're the best, and then just literally stop, and the only thing they know how to do is write that one thing. And as soon as you tell them, hey, write a story with conflict that isn't an explosion,
Mhm.
and they don't know how to do it. Write a story that's a conflict that isn't anyone throwing hands, and they don't know how to do it. Like you can have a conflict just in a disagreement in a conversation. Like people will look at what we're having, even though we're saying the same thing. This is a conflict because it's like you have your point, I have my point, but a lot of people don't understand that. They're just like, oh, it has to blow up. Like no, like there's more
No,
to it. And
I
that's what I meant.
I guess I just like I look for the little soft puppy sweet
Mhm.
kind of interpretation of the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with what Tier's saying in the sense of like, from what people told me, especially like my journey, always be willing to like learn. Um, Never be like, oh, you like always be like a student. Is and especially like in the art community,
Mhm.
that helps some of the big names where they're not afraid to ask for help. And I
Yeah.
know there's some instances in like our community where we're a little afraid to ask for help when we're stuck in that like creative burnout. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like when we hit that like plateau. So for some of us, like for you, like you'll either research, or if you're comfortable with somebody, it'll be like, hey, can you help me out? Because like you have this experience. But some people, they get to a certain point, they're like, oh, the one thing is working, so they're like, oh, I don't have to learn anything else, and then they reach that
Mhm.
plateau, and they're just like, well,
Yeah.
my stuff is working. I'll just push through, even though I have like the creative burnout, and but then they keep in that burnout. So I would just say some, especially in the art community, just in general, as a content creator, like when you're willing to like effectively communicate in different spaces when you reach that point, because usually they can guide you to the resources or the people that can propel you in a way that you probably couldn't, or find the information that you couldn't. That's what I
Yeah.
think, like that probably helps like blend what you guys were saying,
Yeah.
like sometimes you need to
Yeah.
push, but sometimes you need to remind yourself, like, don't stay in that one like bubble, like try
Mhm.
to learn things, because maybe why that's happening is because you need to find a different approach to get rid of the burnout from, you know.
Yeah. No, I would say like if you even look at like even athletes, everybody who's great. I mean, we all. I hate to say this, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure everybody up here watches anime, right? For the
Yeah.
most part, or at least reads manga.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Don't they all push
What?
their limits?
What?
Ichigo got killed
What?
40 million times, and that man is the strongest motherfucker in Bleach right now.
The
So
whole premise besides saying getting stronger is because each time they push the limits,
yeah,
they get stronger and stronger, and
it
they
gets
get to
stronger and
another
stronger.
level.
Yeah, that's what I get at. Is like, and I think a lot of people, especially probably in America more than anything, because like in America, everybody's all win, 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 and then once they win, it's like that's it, And you see it in this professional sports, not all the time, but sometimes. Like you'll see that team that win the Super Bowl, and then next year they 0-11. What happened? Like, like we know some people got traded, but you're still a Super Bowl team. You are 0-11. Why can you at least won 5 games? At least 5 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I think a lot of people have that. Like once they hit that top, or once they get that glorification that they were looking for, they're just like, oh, I'm here. That's it. That's all I got to do. And I, like I said, I think that's one of the things too. I think that kind of differentiates from professional and then the mastermind professional or professional creator, because like I said initially, I personally feel like once you get paid, then you're a professional, or once your product has been brought, or once your services have been brought, you're a professional. But I think you have to push further to become that mastermind of a professional where you can actually go back and help someone who is coming up the same path that you are. Because if you don't have the knowledge, you can't honestly, truthfully help someone else. Like if you've never researched, you can't tell someone else to go research, because how are you going to direct them in researching if you've never done it either, you know? So, but yeah.
Well, before we move on to the next question, anybody else want to make any comments to that?
This needs to be a game. Like if
Facts.
the memes comes up and you laugh, you lose.
You laugh and
Dang, I'm
lose.
going to set off my mic.
Do I gotta go get another beer? Like another?
Yeah.
I just
You guys know that meme culture missed me? Like it's never been a part of my online experience ever. Like
Really?
people will
Really?
start trying with me, like trying to show me like 1-2 memes, and then it just like falls flat. Like memes have never caught on with me.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Honestly,
That
I
is
feel that because at the
interesting.
beginning I was like, I don't get it, and then after a while, when I started making my own memes, then I started getting it. I was like, okay, this shit's fun. Because then I started making my own memes for the Silvers and stuff like that. Then I started getting it.
I've started to think in memes, and it's I don't know how I feel about the experience, because I think about like real like naff memes sometimes about myself, and I'll be like, why am I making fun of myself? Why am I reading myself? I don't know.
I think it's much better when it's like when you're in that setting with a whole bunch of other group of people that you're close to. When you have those personal memes, or just like when people know how you are, and it just hits differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's plenty
Yeah.
of times.
The inside joke
imagine.
I
memes.
got hit.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just like
Those
it's
are
just
the
like when
worst.
I made the meme reel with the penguin and the almost stigmata.
Oh,
Everybody who read it understood it. Everybody else was like, I don't get it. I was like, hey, you got to read the book. I'm not telling you anything. Like, you go read the book.
I always say like if there's a meme, there's something that's relatable to you, and it'll find you eventually, and then that's when you'll start to get to it.
True. Very true. Very true.
Definitely. So, next question. Basically, what are you tired of hearing, both as a creator and as a Black creator?
Your prices are too high.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Damn it.
The pushback on the pricing.
I thought what I was about to say was controversial, but expound on that, man. Because you're right. You're absolutely right.
Like how many times? Like tell the truth, shame the devil. How many times have you pitched something to somebody, especially if they're your own color, and the first thing they say like, "Hey man, can I get a discount?"
Yeah.
Or they just don't respond. After you hit them with the pricing, they just don't respond.
Motherfucker, I
Okay,
spent an
cool.
hour on this product, and you gonna tell me to give it away for you for free just cause we boys?
Yep.
Exactly.
You ragged it. Exactly. I had some, and to caveat from what you're saying, villain, like I had somebody ask me one time, so how much are your comics, right? And at that time I was selling them for 10. Then I dropped the price to 5. Now they're back at $10. So I was like, they're 10. And they're like, why are they so expensive? So I went and explained to them why they were $10. Because their first thing, they were like, well, Marvel's is $4. I'm like, yeah, but Marvel is also ordering 500,000 books. I only have 100. Like, we are not the same, you know? And then I started explaining everything to them to include the stuff for Marvel and how Marvel's really ripping people off by selling their books for $4, and they got like 500,000 books. They should be selling their books for $1, but I'm not going to go there. And the person told me, sure, I didn't want to hear all of that. So why the fuck did you ask? And it's like, and for me, when I'm doing business, I really try to show my etiquette, but a lot of motherfuckers, be pulling the other side out. That's the reason why I'm so glad, like, I could just go to a KaiCon and like everybody would be there. And like when somebody, no one really acts crazy there, which is a good thing. But at some of the other cons where I've been by myself, people have acted nuts.
Because you have a whole squad with you.
I do. I got like a football team behind the table with me, so everybody's like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do that here. They're all black too. We're not gonna do that here."
We're gonna act right.
Chappelle said the white ones back there, they must be crazy still.
I will say what I'm tired of hearing of is that it's not a real job.
Oh yes,
it's not. Oh, so when are you gonna get a real job? Like, excuse me?
Mhm.
That's one, and it does not help
Yeah,
with imposter syndrome at
it
all.
doesn't.
Oh no.
It makes it work. That and the pricing one, it doesn't help because I know with me starting out, like I really struggle with pricing and like how to price it. So that pushback, I was like, well, dang, maybe they're right. But that and it's not a real job is definitely.
Mhm.
I am so tired of hearing that because
Yeah.
I feel like a real job is a job you put in work and you get paid.
Exactly.
It's a
Exactly.
real job.
It
And
is a real job.
honestly, the longer we do this, the more we're gonna get paid for it, and it's gonna be better than your standard 9 to 5. So yeah, it's a
Yep.
real job.
Yeah.
We put
Yep.
in real work, real time, and a lot of the time we have those normal 9 to 5s, and then we do this as well. So we're
Exactly.
working. We are working. It is a real job.
Yeah. It's weird because I've heard that too. People saying that, and it's weird to me because people say art isn't a real job, but I'm like,
Mm,
you got a car, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, who the hell you think designed that car?
come on.
An artist. Who designed your
Okay.
refrigerator? An artist. Who designed your alarm clock? An artist. Artists draw them, and then engineers build them.
Come on
That's
now.
how it
Come on,
works.
somebody. A word.
You know, so it's like a so
Make
it's a
it
real
make
job, but
sense.
people be out here clowning it when it comes to art. Like, oh, that's not a real job. Or when your family members call you, like, what are you doing? I'm working on my job. Oh, you got time to talk?
Oh God, the
No, I don't.
disrespect.
No, I don't. I got deadlines, bro.
Yeah, I got deadlines I gotta meet. I got a
shit.
whole
Like-
script I gotta write.
Like, are you gonna pay me for my time?
That part.
Yeah, right. So it's like it's
Are you
interesting.
gonna pay me
I-
for the hours that I spent drawing? Like, you know, like
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Pay me for my time. Like, and the crazy part is, like, I don't hear that from because, like, I've had people ask me for stuff for free or say that, well, you know, you can cut me a deal, and like I tell them straight, I'm like, look, if my mama can buy my books and if my mama can pay me to do designs for her,
Okay.
you can do it too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And people do.
Mhm.
People do. Like Adams paid me for something. I haven't forgotten Adam. I haven't forgotten. I will talk to you offline. Life for the last 2 years for me has been hell, and
Oh
I will explain it to you, buddy.
no, I
'Cause we-
realize that's why
yeah,
I
'cause
haven't
we-
bugged you about it because I
Because
was
we gotta
like,
catch you. I did want to say that, but I guess is it me next? Oh Lord, because I know what I'm tired of hearing. I'm waiting till Jay come back because I told him I was gonna say this.
Well,
Somebody
I'll
else
say
can go. I wait till Jay
something.
go back.
I'll do it. This is for all my black cosplayers out there. We are tired of hearing. You know what we tired of hearing. I ain't gotta say it. Some of y'all know. what
Such
I-
and such ain't
we
black.
Mhm.
Right.
Such
And then
I'll
and
put
then
the
to
word
piggyback
black-
on that one,
put the word
when you
black
gender
in
bend
front of it.
somebody,
Yeah, that too.
That's the. Now I can see people saying stuff like that for like maybe movies and TV shows, but for cosplay, I never. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never understood that. But people say, well, that character's not black, so why are you cosplaying them? Because cosplay is art.
hey Bugs,
You should be able to.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, Boogie, you should be able to dress however you want to. You know, like what does
Right.
that have to do with anything? I've never understood that mindset. Oh well, Boogie's here. I told Boogie I was gonna say this too. But I agree with you, Cool Dude. I for cosplayers and the fact that I work with a lot of cosplayers, I do hear that a lot, and it's insane. That's insanity that y'all go through that. That's the reason why I got a lot of black characters. So if everybody's like, you can't dress as that character. Yes, they can. They're black. It's fine. But for me,
I feel like now it's like every decade we've heard something like that. Like if you
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah.
beginning when you started making music, they started saying what the color music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
the first
decades later,
the first rock band. Oh, rock is black. Really? Is it? Because I thought Lil Richie was one who kicked that off. For sure. Yeah, it's white. It's white. Sure. You can't play hockey. Which was told to me when I was young. You're black. Black people don't play hockey. There was an all black Canadian hockey team back in the day. What do you mean?
nigga Jesse Hall, what's up?
Yeah, see me like I research our history, so I know a lot of stuff. So when people come at me like that, I always hit them with something. They're like, "Really? Yes, go look it up." Sure.
I don't know. I circumvented this whole discussion about what is like black and what is not black by being around
Mhm.
white people who didn't know what black was, so they didn't have any commentary to give. That's my childhood.
Yep. You're right, Jay.
Must be nice.
And
You're absolutely right with
when
that, Jay.
And then when you also talk about the times where we had to make our own leagues, like
Right.
when the Negro leagues came out,
Yeah,
because we weren't allowed to be in sports. Do you
exactly.
like? One of my fondest memories of high school was coming in with a Negro League jersey, and then somebody getting mad at me because, like, why is it Black Yankees? Why is it what are the Black Yankees? This is the most racist thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
Then you got to hit them with knowledge. Yep. Then when you hit them with the knowledge, you're like, oh, I didn't know that.
I ended
Yeah.
up being in the principal's office because, like, somebody said DC's wearing this racist shirt, and then when I showed up,
Wow.
with him, like, that's a historically accurate team.
Yeah.
Like,
Dumbass.
But you know what that proves there, villain? What was it that I was? Oh yeah, this is crazy, right? Because I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get to what I was gonna say because it goes hand in hand with this. So y'all remember Family Matters? Anybody grew up watching Family Matters?
Oh, yeah,
Not the only old head up here. Okay.
No,
So
I got you.
there was
You
an
there.
episode. So there was this episode of like where Laura was doing black. It was for
Yes.
Black History Month, and that's what it really reminds me of. Like, in the whole push in there was, instead of it just being like this month, let it be a course within high school, like a Black History course. And I think because it is a month, so many people miss the things that a lot of Black people have done for America, for Canada, or hell, for even Mexico, because there's Black slaves who went to Mexico and stuff like that. And people just found out about that in freaking 2020, which is insane to me, you know.
That is insane.
But so, like, you have, because like a lot of people don't know this, but that's one of the reasons why the whole Mexican American War kicked off, because slaves went there and Texas was like, give them back, and Mexico was like, no. And then the war started. So, but it's like a lot of people don't know that, you know. So that, I feel like there probably does need to be a change somewhere in high school or middle school or something, elementary school, where it's like a course rather than just a month, you know, because there's so much history that people don't know.
The first thing they're gonna say is they start bitching about CRT.
Yeah. Immediately. They go, yeah.
Very
true. There's an easy way to circumnavigate that, which is to simply teach in-depth cultural studies for everybody. Asian cultural studies,
very true.
Cultural studies, European cultural studies, and Black.
Yeah.
And just ensure that they spend enough time on all.
On each, exactly. I honestly would love to do a course like that.
Yeah.
You would learn so much.
We need you in the education system, Alir. You could change this.
Okay.
I plan to dabble.
I live in Florida. We ain't gonna do that shit.
Yeah.
I was speaking with another group of people, like a professional roundtable kind of deal, like a networking event, and we were talking, and I was just like, when in school do you learn about animals? And they were saying, I don't know if I learned. I said, well, you dissect frogs. But when do you like learn about like, okay, like why do hares hibernate? And you know, like bears hibernate. Like when do you learn about that? Because they are living on the planet with us, and it's very important to know what they're doing and why they're doing it. More so than figuring out why Pythagoras has died already. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't study, but I'm just saying that if you have a list of priorities, maybe the people who are still here, including the animals, should be like a bit more well known than Pythagoras. You know?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Are you ready for me to answer that question?
Hit it.
Oh god.
Hit it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm. Oh, go ahead, Lizzie.
Oh, sorry. Just one quick thing. Well, it's for you, Pierre, and like anybody that does like comics and everything like that. Kind of tired of people that choose to ignore that the stories are coming out. That they're like, we need to see more Black characters. We need to see more Black stories. Don't think that if you ignore it. That's all I want to say. That's the main thing I want to say, because you know they're out there. And when it comes out, if you don't support it, then you say, "Hey, we need more." You know, it's kind of defeating the purpose.
Exactly.
But that was the main one that I wanted to say.
And I'm glad you said, because that's exactly what I was going to say. That is the one thing that I am fucking tired of hearing from my people. I am so fucking tired of hearing that. I have an entire universe with nothing but Black people, and I'm not the only one. And so many Black people running around here. We need more Black comics. They're here. in the indie comic spectrum. Just go pick them up. And I've been told by multiple people that my books are good, and I'm not the only one. You have Godhood Comics, you have Millennial Comics, you have Concrete Comics, you have freaking, I would even say Black Sands, even though I don't even really mess with them like that, but they there. They there for you if you want to pick up their books. There are so many of us, hundreds of us. You have Redwood, you have he does Monster City. I cannot think of his label right now, but there are so many of us out there and so many black folk. We need more representation. I want black fairies. I want black vampires. I got black vampires, black fairies, black werewolves, black were sharks, black superheroes, black magicians, everywhere. Everywhere. Boogie, everywhere. I got a damn Tuskegee Airman in space.
Oh, I
He
love
is
that.
in space. And people, I want more black characters.
Not the Tony Award.
That's very
That's
creative.
funny.
Oh my god, that is funny.
So that
Like,
is the Tony Award.
For me, that is so crazy. And then it's like, on top of that, they were like, oh, I want to see a black Zeus. Why? When I got Shango, I literally have Shango as a mech in one of my mangas. Shango is a mech. The Orisha are mechs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're out here. But everybody wants Marvel and DC. And for me, I feel like that's a slap in the face. And then it goes as further with our community where people will be like, oh, well, make Batman black. Why the fuck are we making Batman black when we got Mr. Terrific, who is smarter than Batman? This man has a freaking lab in a pocket dimension.
Please don't watch.
Or even
when you get to the.
So it's like for me. So for me, it's like, as a person who grew up reading comics and going to comic shops, and I never got ran out of a comic shop by a white person ever. I was actually friends with the person who ran the comic shop, who was the white dude. Never got ran out of there. I went to comic shops, was introduced by my uncle to comics, and I never ever experienced any of that mess. When I hear people saying that, and I'm like, I grew up in the sticks of North Carolina, so if I got rednecks to my left and to my right, and none of them saying, hey boy, what you doing with that comic book, I know good and well your ass in New York never heard that. You never heard it. Not in New York, because I went to a comic book shop in New York. What's up?
No, that in New York they just say that you're weird. That's it. They just call you weird.
Oh, my little munch paid. She got me when I was in the middle. She came in.
I'm loving this dialogue. So just
But
a
yeah,
reminder to everybody who's watching, you are allowed to ask questions. You're allowed to ask questions at any point in time. There's no waiting. This is an open dialogue. So if you have questions, go for it.
But yeah, I'm sorry. That's what grinds my gears. And I told you, Jay, I was gonna get on it. Like, that's what grinds my gears.
No, I already knew, and I want it.
I to me, and every time I see it, it's so wild to me, especially like with and I know this can go either way. Some people are for it, or some people are against it. But like, even with the race swapping, to me, it's a slap in the face, because it's like everybody's like, I want a black Wonder Woman. Like, so you want Black Diana? Yeah, I want Black Diana. Okay, why do you want Black Diana when we have, Nubia? Why do you want that?
Why do you want a black Batman when we have Batwing?
Exactly, when we got Batwing. Not only that, when we got Mr. Terrific, which a lot of people don't know, Mr. Terrific is the only person in the DC universe that Batman trusts. The only one. He's the only one. So it's like, so when I see that, I'm like, And then I see, well, we want this white character turned black, and it's like, okay, but we got Vixen. Do you know how much of a badass Vixen is? DC Comics, I don't know if you're watching this, but please let me write a Vixen book so I can show y'all how badass this character is. Because the fact that she can just touch her medallion and turn into any animal on the face of the earth, or get the powers from any animal on the face of the earth, I don't understand what the fucking problem is with her stories. I don't get it. Like, even if we go to Marvel, right? Because a lot of black folks, we love Marvel, and we go over there. And everybody's like, we want a black Iron Man. Okay, we have that in War Machine. War Machine has been black for the entire time, because Rhodey has been Tony Stark's friend since the beginning. So he's
Hmm.
always been there. Now, not to mention, Rhodey has worn the Iron Man suit, which I don't think a lot of people know. So he's already been Iron Man. And then on top of that, we have Night Thrasher, who is basically Black Iron Man. He's a black billionaire tech genius. But hey, I only know about comics.
Well, your supporters are here today because
You love Vixen. Hey, Vixen is amazing. Vixen is
do
freaking
my
amazing, man.
puppy interpretation again?
Oh yes. By all means, go ahead.
Because I mean, we know that the marketing for like the people you propose is not great. So obviously, it's just not gonna hit the same. Because okay, I'll give you a big example.
I agree with you. That
There
part,
was-
I agree with you.
Yeah, there was like an album from a very, very, very big pop star,
Mhm.
and I listened to it at first and I was just like, these songs are so disjointed. What is this that I'm listening to? And then I heard a podcast hyping it up, and then it became like my new favorite thing to listen to.
Mhm.
So opinion is formed by first responders, basically,
Yeah.
and that sets the wave in motion for how it's received. So it's like it's still an uphill battle for getting Black creatives to get the kind of marketing push that sees things as valuable to not just Black people.
Yeah.
Because that's what it comes down to. It really boils down to, what do I see as valuable for humanity? What is a valuable thing for humanity to be aware of in terms of media, in terms of creativity?
And it's funny you mentioned that. It's funny you mentioned that, Alea, because y'all know. Have y'all heard of the comic Black Hawk?
Yes.
So I didn't hear about Black Hawk until the Reed talked about it on their podcast, Crystal and Kid Fury. So when they talked about it, I immediately looked it up, and then Black Hawk was on my iPad, was on my Kindle every month until it stopped.
And that I do agree with, because that's one of my major like whenever the whole push to get more Black characters seen started. And to be honest, it kind of kicked off, I would say, somewhere in between 2010 and 2013, I think, is when it really started kicking off. Like the stuff that folks see now, it started way before then, just like with anything. And that was like my first thing. I was like, oh shit, okay, so we pushing for Black characters. So that means we're about to be out here marketing these Black characters that ain't getting limelight. And then somewhere after Trump getting elected for president, it was like, turn everybody Black. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This was not the original fight, so that's why for me, I was like, yeah, I gotta bounce. Like, this was not the original fight. But I do agree, as an individual who has a MBA in marketing, yes, marketing is important, and that's one of the reasons why I concentrate on my brand, even though brand and marketing is different, because branding is your business image and what people see when they see your business, and of course, marketing is just what they see when it's spread. But that's the thing too, like as a Black community, if we know that these Black creators are there, and maybe people didn't know until I just said it, like I said, Godhood, Millennial, my comics, Sovereign Comics, you have Redwood, you have Stranger Comics, you have so many other comics out there that's created by Black creators. Even my friend Rex on Dominion Universal, which he is actually, his whole comic base is about mechs. So if you enjoy like Gundam Wing and stuff like that, he has you covered with Black characters. Like he has a planet of nothing but Black giants known as the Sorrentians, and they're bad as fuck, But what I'm saying is, like, now that folks know it's there, hey, Black folks, let's start marketing us so that other Black folks can find out that we're there.
Let's get the word of mouth out there. And
Exactly.
Hey, this comic has us. It represents us.
Yep. Because like both. Yep. And what both of you said, you and Alea both, that marketing part is so detrimental. And and a lot of folks aren't going to know we're there if we aren't being talked about. And unfortunately, the ones who get the most followers, and I even notice it for the indie comic creators, the one that gets the most followers or gets the most, I guess, limelight, or typically the ones that talk about their comics, but then they turn around and talk about Marvel and DC too. See, me, I don't do that. I don't have time for it. Marvel and DC already got a marketing team. I'm gonna let them pay for their own marketing. I'm not gonna help them. I'm gonna market my own stuff, But yeah, I agree. Marketing that's the linchpin right there. That is most definitely the linchpin that is holding a lot of the Black things back.
So
active change.
The next question I have I was gonna say, but I'm just gonna push full throttle and go to the other question that's right after that because I think it's. Let's just go ahead. We're already there. Let's go ahead and push forward with it. So, with that being said, do you believe that professional creators have a responsibility to hold other creators in your same field accountable?
No,
Yes and no.
no.
Go for it. Let me
Who
hear.
say yes and no? Adam,
Yes.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so yes, because we all need to get on the same page and help each other change what we want to see.
Mhm.
But no, because that's extra stress on you as the creator,
Mhm. And
and
I
you
feel
don't
that.
want negative pushback to affect you and your brand.
Yep. And I feel you on that. That's the reason why I lean towards no, because one, I've tried it. Like I don't know if a lot of people over here knew me when I was part of Indie Comics Dispatch. Like I helped create that, and I tried it, and it stressed me the entire fuck out. So there's that point to reason why I would say no, because I tried it and it stressed me out, especially considering that a lot of people will come and ask the question, well, what makes you the expert? What makes you this? What how can you tell me? You only have 1,000 followers. You don't know what you're talking about. I got more followers. You know, all this other crap. So there's that. Um, but then also, what is art? Think about all of the great music that we like, because music is art, right? Think
Of
about all
course.
of that. Even think about cosplay, and I'll talk about cosplay after the music part. So think about music. Every great music we like, event at one point was hated. Rap was hated.
Yep. Sure was.
Rock and roll was hated.
Blues.
Jazz was hated.
That's the
Blues was
devil's music.
exactly. You sold your soul to play that.
Yeah, I
You sold
wonder
your
who. I
soul to
wonder
play
who
that.
was. I wonder who was hating on the gospel music that came before all of that.
Exactly. So all that stuff was hated, but it eventually they left it alone, and then look what it became. So that's the reason why I say no, because we're actually becoming anti-art when we do that. It was the same thing with cosplay. When cosplay first kicked off, cosplay was hated. It wasn't accepted. It was hated. People hated it.
I would say that.
I would say as recently as 2010, it was just for some reason it kind of just. But in 2020, 2010, people still laughed at it. Like, really, people out here dressing like these characters? The fuck? But then it was somewhere around the way it changed, and then people were like, "Oh shit, look at this," you know. So when we do that, when we try to force,
What's that? 1 second. I think Chicks, you had something to say, or Lit? I forgot who it was before.
I do, but I think Liz was gonna say something first.
Okay, it was Lit.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was Liz.
I guess it's yes and no for me as well. Just because like SJ said just now, it depends on like what you do for content. It depends on if people are willing to accept it. In that side of the fence, it's like don't. If somebody's like not willing to be accountable, don't try to force it because it stresses you out. But if you're given the proper opportunity, then yes, especially if your content like you want to create community and build and make sure people hold their standards and support the community, then sure, like go for it. It just depends on what you do, and not everybody is willing to, want to be held accountable and not going to listen to you. And I think like as you go through your journey, you kind of navigate that and guide that. Because I know for me, it's like if it happens naturally, then yeah, I will do that as like a responsibility. But if it's just like I see that they don't want it, then I have to just move on and do the next thing. So I think that's why it's yes and no.
Okay, so let's go with Vaughn and then Chicks.
I feel like if you are putting things out there that I guess relate to us as a people, us as a community, then I feel like it is like something that we all should be getting behind and supporting. But at the same time, the biggest thing for me is we can't do the things that we do as far as separating the person from the art when the person is an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah.
because there are so many different times where we can support the art, we can enjoy the art. The art makes us feel some type of way, it helps us forget our problems. But if the person that's putting it out there is causing more harm than good, and that can go for cosplay, that can go for artists, that can go for singers and anything. We all know somebody. I like to call them a problematic fave. We all know somebody who we love, but we know that they're absolutely toxic and they're absolutely everything that is wrong with society today. For me, it was mystical, but not anymore. But I say all that to say, like, sure, we have the responsibility we should have responsibility to support our fellow artists and our fellow creators, but we also need to make sure that whoever we're bigging up, whoever we're supporting, we also got to make sure that they're not doing anything that is detrimental to the community or even outside of the community as a whole, because then we all look like we have egg on our face trying to support the devil. I ain't got time for that.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I agree with that part.
All right, Chicks, you're up.
So I say no because as far as holding other like creators in that same field accountable, you can really only hold yourself accountable. You can't really force accountability on other people. The only thing you can do is like govern yourself and how you maybe respond to certain things and that people in that same field are doing. I think you have the responsibility, like as you grow an audience and a community, to like he was saying just a second ago, like who you bigging up, make sure you do your own kind of like background check on them, make sure if you're promoting somebody, down the road you're not gonna have egg on your face. I don't think we have like necessarily the responsibility to hold others accountable. I think we have the responsibility to hold ourselves accountable and who we're introducing our community to, what type of people we're connecting together. I think that more so is what we have the responsibility to do, because we can't really govern other people. They're gonna do what they do.
Yeah,
people suck, and so you can't really be out here trying to be like, oh wait, don't do that, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like they were saying earlier, that's gonna stress you out, and then it's gonna make like what you're doing not fun, because then you gotta be the police, and then you gotta make sure everybody do what they're supposed to do. So like you really just you gotta govern yourself, and you gotta hold yourself accountable. So that's why I say no for that.
Anything, Ross? You got anything?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Wait for it. There it is.
But no, I definitely have a whole bunch of valid points, and just to kind of like piggyback off of that, it's like not only we hold ourselves accountable, but also take care of our day ones.
Facts.
The ones that don't get the most recognition. Take care of your day ones.
100%, yeah.
Anybody else want to touch on it before I move on to the next question?
Phrasing.
No. Okay, so all right, so I'm gonna go back real quick. I'm gonna go back to my previous question. Golly. What is your process when you create or working with others? Because I know when you're working with certain fields, you mostly work with more with others than yourself.
Never stop asking questions.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like, no matter whoever comes up to me saying, hey, I'm looking for a beat, I'm looking for something to get something commissioned, the first thing I ask them, like, what are you looking for specifically? And I need you to be as excruciating with the details as possible so I can get an understanding of what you want. Because I'm not a mind reader. None of us.
Say that again. Say
You
that
sure?
again.
I'm positive. Like I'll give you an example of my most recent commission. I did a commission for a creator by the name of Faux Real Fantasies on TikTok. She's doing a Dungeons and Dragons-esque Twitch stream that deals with love and all of that. It's fantasy. It's all that. and she wanted something of relating to a club beat, but using an anime theme. And we're like, okay, club beat. There's so many different kind of club beats. There's the and there's also anything from the Jersey, Maryland, Philly club music. So I'm just asking questions. I'm giving her examples. I'm doing all these different things until we finally come out like, yeah, this is what it looks like, and then I can work. So never stop asking questions. Always sending I'm always sending demos. I'm like, is this what you're looking for? Do you want to add something, subtract something? I'm always asking.
Well, definitely, Ross, because I know you in the acting field as well. Like anything?
Getting by yourself and just being alone and just being in your thoughts sometimes definitely helps out. Like for me, being a stand-up comedian, the best time for me to get a good joke is either I'm driving or I'm be honest with you, taking a shower.
I was
Yeah.
literally thinking that. Yes, the
Being by
bathroom is like
yourself.
the mecca.
Yeah.
Whether it's the shower or the toilet. Unfortunately, that's where the most of the magic happens.
Yeah, because you're relaxed, you're comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Your mind is just
You're vulnerable behind a
frenzy.
closed door.
Yeah.
But when it comes to music, though, it's just hearing something for me and thinking to myself, I want to sample that. It's just that simple for me.
You know what? Okay, so the question is, what is one of the things you're tired of hearing both as a creator and as a Black creator? Are we still on that question?
No. What is your process when you create or working with others?
Okay. Well, are we going like around the board or?
If anyone is willing to share, because I know how it is. Because sometimes I'll be like, I don't know.
Okay, well, my process is I take copious notes. I take copious notes when I'm at the beginning of the discovery period. Copious notes, every single thought that seems like something is written down, some way, somehow. I use my phone because I don't like to use paper. I'm a paperless person, more or less, except for when I do digital detoxes. And so I'm taking copious notes. I am phrasing things well. I am being deliberate in my speech. I am being as clear as possible. I am being as precise as possible. And then after the note-taking period, I don't even have to look at it. I can just know that it's there, and if I want to go back, I can delve into it. But that's the crunch period. After that, there's this fluidity of stream of consciousness, because that's what I work with. That's my genre, stream of consciousness. And then after that is the synthesis process. But the copious notes part is the thing I'm recommending, because that helped me a lot. I would remember. Eventually, what happens is that you remember every single creative thing that you want to put in much better. And also because I smoke while I work, it's a very big part of my work. I smoke while I work, and my mother is displeased about it. That's why she came in the frame. But I smoke while I work, and it's a creative tool for me, and it's always been a creative tool for me. So that's part of my process as well. And the thing is that when your work is so devalued by society, because everybody loves a good time. Everybody loves a good time, except when it's time to pay. Why? Because they don't have the money, and they think that creativity is a luxury. Creativity is life force. Life force. It is a part of everything around us. It is life force, and it's supposed to be a human right, and it's been disbanded from human life because it's not convenient for capitalism and imperialism. But creativity is a human right, and we used to exercise that when we were in tribal arrangements all the time. So it's very important to us. And when it's not valued properly, your attempts to use a nice meditative method to help you work suddenly becomes a stressor, and people say, but that's not a part of your work. That's not important. Why are you wasting money on that? Why don't you get a real job and do this and that and whatever. Well, and
why are you in my cup? No,
straighten up.
Okay.
And it's like,
You gonna give me
okay,
money to do
here.
that?
Well, not even that, but it's like, why is the money a part of it? That's the part of thing. That's why is the money the part of it? I don't even want to be thinking about that when I'm doing something that's supposed to be alchemizing all the pain and suffering I have in my life into something that
That
actually resonates with other people. Why should I be thinking
Yeah.
about dollars and cents? And why should I, if I'm going to think about dollars and cents, I'm going to apportion things in the way that I value them. And you can't tell me that the fact that I value this plant is something irrelevant to my process. You can't tell me that valuing that plant more than I value having a big flashy car to go around in from a nice job that pays a cushy mortgage. Like, I don't have that, but the work that I produce in the way that I produce it is what gives me meaning.
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
felt
somebody
definitely
said
feel
it.
that.
Good
Yeah.
answer. Good answer.
'Cause I was trying to figure out how to even explain my own. And for me, like a lot of what Alea was saying hit. And for me, I just realized I just have, and always have had, a vivid imagination. So for me, literally, I just create on the go. It's even throughout the day, I could be working and creating at the same time. And it's interesting. I never knew how to put it into words until Alea said what she said. And like it goes so deep to the point where I can still be creating in my dreams. So I'm also a lucid dreamer.
Whoa.
And I can create the entire Silverse in my dreams and play things out. So it even goes into that. And then when I do smoke, also, it intensifies it to where I can just be sitting on my couch and everything is just, I'm just seeing the entire universe at play.
Yeah.
So the reason why when I started things, and this goes into me working with people, I didn't want to work with anyone because I didn't feel like folks could come into that rotation with me, And the first group of people I met were my gamer friends who do have characters in the Silverse. Krista belongs to my friend Eric. Chi Chi belongs to my friend Will. Layla, who's in Temple High, belongs to my friend Lisa. And my friend G, he has some friend characters that are coming in, and they have so many characters that are about to come into the Silverse that you all are going to get introduced to. So they were the first that I felt that can move on that same wave and the same vibration. And then after that, I was like, I can't see anyone coming in. And then my friend Thomas came, another one, who I was like, okay, I think he could write something in Orisha Exos. And because of him, Orisha Exos was created. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the people that I work with, they can come into my vibration. And some come in and then some get blown out because they just can't last. And then I get my Johns and my SJs and Adams and J-Stos and individuals who just start coming in, creating these characters. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to last. That's going to work. So it's weird because it's like I'm creating this universe in the Silverse. And when I say the Chimera Kingdom, that is the universe around it that creates it all. It's wild. So, yeah. So if you get brought into the universe, know that you're on the same vibration and don't get kicked out.
Don't get
Period.
Don't
Don't
get
kick
kicked
it
out.
out. That's pretty much it.
Who's doing the kicking?
Oh, cut it out, Mew and Glue. You know you were there. You have, come on. Come.
You be all right. You be all right.
Come
You get the
on.
spotlight a lot. You like the almost the face.
Hey, if we're
Almost.
talking about
Almost the
cosplay,
face.
hey, and that's another thing too with Mutant Glue.
She gonna jump into
Stop
that
it.
comment.
Mutant Glue is the
Gonna
reason
jump.
why I know so many cosplayers. Like seriously, Mutant Glue built the cosplay side of the Silverse.
Well, that's a dope ass name. Mutant Glue. That's a fire ass name.
I
She
love
built
I love
that
that
side.
Mutant Glue.
I didn't know anything about cosplay whatsoever. She built that side. So, yeah. Because I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to talk to a cosplayer. I didn't know how to approach a cosplayer. I really didn't know anything about the cosplay world.
feeling.
So yeah, she built that side.
My process, interesting.
Ooh.
Honestly, I guess I value like planning ahead of time now, and strategic networking, if that makes sense. Right now, I'm especially, I think that building good business connections and personal connections that can turn into business connections. That's something throughout my whole life, like whether it's working for nonprofit organizations, finding a job and being in like those networking groups. It's like that's what I value right now, whether it's through certain connections throughout anime ink art, getting to talk to certain people, and the people that I know now, I don't think I would have been able to get to that part or that stage of my life had I not practiced strategic networking. Anybody that I bring on or any like business connection that I do, I try to like do the research, feel out the vibe of the people and stuff like to see like do they align with my brand? Do they align with my mission? Trying to be strategic in like what I want to put out in my content. Sometimes when I'm putting out certain artwork or a certain promo, like I'll hear a song and then for some reason I get an idea, but now I'm just like, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna cosplay? Am I gonna like what am I gonna improve upon this, that, and the third? I think that's what's recently what I've been doing, and I've realized with like because I'm taking business classes to help with what I'm doing. One of the things that they brought up was like effective communication, clear communication, not being afraid to improve your communication, like how you interact with people to build those relationships. And practicing that took me farther than I thought it was going to take me, just with interacting with people that I may have been afraid to interact with, and especially when it comes to like your business, you have to collaborate with certain people and trying to distinguish who's genuine for you. I think I have a good sense of building community with people. So I would say that's what my process has been so far, and trying to just improve upon that because I think that will help me down the line. So I guess that's my process right now at this moment.
Okay, definitely. Chicks or Adam?
Yeah. So for me, I have a couple of different ones depending on what I'm doing. So for like if it's a social media like client that I'm working with, like if it's the first time, like I have like a list of discovery questions to try to figure out like what their pain points are, like what they need, why they feel like they need a social media management, like what their goals are, like what do they expect to come out of it or to gain out of it. But to be honest, I'm trying to transition out of the management side of it and maybe and just go more so into the content creation side of it because that's what I'm good at. That's what I love to do. I love being creative. And if I could be honest, being a social media manager is annoying as fuck because people think I'm a mind reader and a magician, and it's very annoying. I can ask all the questions in the world and
God
but
damn.
like it's just be like on my nerves.
But being
So
frank
I'm
though, I don't think a true creator will even know what to tell you. You know what they
That
but
want.
yeah,
and
yeah.
as a creator,
No,
I totally understand and respect
yeah.
that. But like some of the answers and responses that I get, it's just like, bro, come on. Give me
This is
something,
why you
please.
ask questions. This is
Okay.
why
And
you
I'm
ask
just
all
like,
the questions.
maybe I need to reword
It's
this, and
it's
I'm
weird with
super understanding and patient because I trust I understand. You cannot always put into words what you see in your
yeah,
head. Oh, I
yeah.
understand that 1,000,000%. But like I
Yep.
work with me because I get that. I definitely get that. So I'm able to or at least try to get, to the root of it. But like even then, sometimes the people give me nothing. It's just the management part of it, I'm not a fan of. So I'm really trying to transition into just making content for people and not having to be the whole, social media management part of it. But when I'm doing that, that's my um process of asking them questions. But if it's like for like streaming and like Twitch and stuff, really when I'm out and about, I just anything that I find like inspiring or intriguing, I notate that. I write it down so I can try to find a way to incorporate that into my streams, into my content. Always being like open to receiving new things. Like I try to not be as stressed out because when I am stressed, it's like a block. So I'm not able to be inspired. I'm not able to receive, the things that I see and be like, oh, I could use that to do A, B, and C. So I try to be as stress free as possible, and it is not easy. But I write down my dreams. When you said you're a lucid dreamer, that hit. I was over here hollering behind my mic. I was like, yes. When I remember them, I try to write them down, and I get deja vu a lot. So I try to to me, I interpret my deja vu as I'm on the right track. Okay, you where you're supposed to be. Take note and keep moving this way. And I just try to the things around me. I try to incorporate that and just receive that energy. So that's really my process. That's what I do.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna take
It's
a
like,
real
it's like
quick
proving
break.
creation is energy in itself.
Facts.
It is. But we're gonna take a real quick break. We got to pay some bills real quick. So
Come on, bills.
Boogie,
Auto pay.
Boogie, go ahead and cue up our commercial.
Excuse me, may I have a word with you? Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior, Sovereign Comics? You haven't? Oh, you should here. Take a look. You will not be disappointed.
Wow.
I
Wow.
almost spit out my damn water.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
A1
I almost spit out my damn water.
Hey, man,
Oh,
we,
God.
W commercial.
we got to pay bills up here.
Period.
There it is. There it is. There
Let's
it is.
go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh god. Oh my goodness.
Oh, shit.
Yo,
That's freaking hilarious.
Look, wait, I try to have as much fun as possible because, like, I enjoy other podcasts and everything how they just make it real serious in the interviews. But I like to have fun and like just go with the flow. So of course, I gotta add people that I feel like, oh yeah, that I feel they can join the chaos. So,
I like that.
yeah,
Join the chaos. Absolutely.
join the chaos.
This type of shit. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I need that. I need that on the t-shirt.
This is weird when you got like multiple chaoses. They still got a vibe, though. All of it's chaos,
Yeah.
but they still got a vibe. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Absolutely.
Without chaos, nothing evolves.
Come on now. A word.
Absolutely. Because like
That shit said that's a nice shirt.
Oh, you like this? You like this? But no, definitely.
I mean, I'm in Temple High gear right now, so.
No, you know which one I need. You know which one I need. You know
Yeah.
But no, I
Wait,
definitely
I'm
think
missing
one
Temple High gear. What? Hold on.
of my- What? He about to go throw a
It's the
fit.
panels tee. It's new. It's gonna be new. It's gonna be dropping in the summer. The panels tee.
Gotcha.
But no, that's definitely part of my progress too as well.
Don't beat me up.
Like putting like stuff together like this. It's like I don't want to just be the norm. Like one day it'll just be a panel like this, or next one it'll just be like a one-on-one, or whatever comes to my mind. Be like, oh, that would be a great idea, and it works better that way. And so that's definitely, so when you're talking about certain having just dreams or just writing it down, it's like I encompass all of it, and it somehow it works, and I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's magic.
You okay, Ross? You okay over there?
Yeah, it's magic, exactly. We all look
looking
out
over his
for
glass like an old ass man.
We all in here magical as fuck. I love that for us.
I'm doing good.
Not the glass.
wait, who said that?
Look at you.
That's a good classic
Got the
right there.
key nine.
Oh no.
Nah, that ain't no classic.
That's
my
funny.
God.
The Hood Looney Tunes. That's a
Whoa,
classic.
Jamal, don't pull out the 9.
Oh, yeah.
But I definitely, and this probably be the last question, but what I like to do on the show is basically tell a story, like funny story or a crazy moment in that happened in your illustrious careers. See what I did there? But I definitely want to want to know. Oh God, here it comes.
Wait, what was the question?
It hasn't been asked yet.
Oh.
Been asked that because I was afraid what he was gonna say next. But
I don't think this is the appropriate time to be telling my story.
Yes, no, not that story. No, no.
I hate this.
So basically, you're sharing. I want you to share a story that's happened to you during your time as a creator. It could be funny, shocking, just like I can't believe this happened.
I have one.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I was filming the pilot for a dating series starring myself, a reality dating series starring myself in Europe. And it was a travel series. I would travel to ecological projects and give them some shine with my tragic dating life. That was the premise. And I ended up in Brussels at one point, and I was just outside my hostel, and these two homeless guys showed up, and I was like barefoot because my sneakers were like really like they were just like stank. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be barefoot. So they looked at me, and I think they thought, oh, this poor street girl, and they like gave me some slippers, and we got some beers, and we hung out at their squat, and that was just such a surreal experience because I like took a picture of the squat, and I was really moved by the conditions under which they lived, and I was really I don't know, I like I had a good time not speaking their same language as them, and like it was a really special experience.
Okay.
I like that.
Don't let me start pointing people.
Okay, I guess I'll start.
I'm trying to think of a good. I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
a
I was
good
trying to think
story.
of a story. Like
This
I don't
this is an
know.
old story, but it also solidified me opening up my own catering business. Just like Tier, I was in the military, Navy, to be precise, but I was a cook. I was a chef, and one of my chiefs. Well, let me preface this by saying baking is a great stress reliever for me. Like you could tell my mood by what I bake. And so I don't know what happened, but I just threw stuff together because I was pissed off and I was trying to be creative, and people liked it. And so my chief came around. She was like, "Hey, you see those boxes of cereal that we're not using? Throw them in there. As long as it tastes good, people will go eat it." I was like, "What you mean?" And she said, "Just throw shit together. As long as it's good and it look good, people will eat it." I was like, "Okay." And that's literally what I do to this day. I just throw shit together.
Period.
Okay, I think I got the
So
story.
don't ask me for no type of recipe. Don't ask me how I make something. Because I will
just
tell
go-
you, I just throw
You
shit
just go by
together.
emotion.
Throw shit together. That's dope. Though. That's a crazy skill. Just throw shit together and it still come out right.
I think one of my best things about doing commissions, music commissions, because I don't know if anybody else is out here doing musical commissions. I may be wrong, but neither here nor there. But there are just some requests that I get that are just so off the wall, but also there are also some that are just absolutely satisfying. So one of the ones that was off the wall was somebody wanted a mashup between Afro beats and K-pop.
Ooh.
I don't know
All
how
right.
I don't know how I made that work because for one, I don't listen to a lot of K-pop. I listen to a lot of Afro beats. I hate this. I listen to a lot of Afro beats. I listen to a lot of Afro beats, but K-pop is not something that I immediately go to. So I really just had to do research to create it, and I did that. But an example of the heartwarming one, one of my old classmates wanted me to make a beat that she could use to walk down the aisle for her wedding.
Oh wow.
Like she had a song in mind, and she's like, I need you to sample this, and I need you to make something like a slow 808s, but a slow, loving type beat. And I made it for her. I think right when her wedding was going to start was when the pandemic happened, and I didn't get a chance to ask like, yo, did this happen? But yeah, that was like a very satisfying moment, and I'm to this day waiting for the next off the wall commission requests. Nothing has the closest somebody has gotten to topping the Afro beats with K-pop was actually somebody recently said they wanted Caribbean praise music.
That sounds lit as
I
hell.
beg your pardon.
Caribbean praise and I'm just sitting here like
Not Ross getting an
Oh
idea.
my
Lord.
god.
I'm sorry. It
No.
is a genre, though. It is a genre, though.
It is the
So
genre.
it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, like, because I'm from Jamaica, so like,
Oh wow.
I know what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's
Oh,
cool.
and sometimes it's country, by the way.
Wow. I want
There's
to hear it now.
Oh,
I
there
do want
is
to hear
this
it.
one song. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, I get really like misty and nostalgic from my like school days when I hear some kinds of gospel, and like there's people who don't like gospel, but yeah, like for me it gets misty sometimes. There's this one sweet song like "Guide My Hand All the Way" or something like that, "Lest I Fall," and it's like country and Jamaican, and it's
Oh, that
amazing.
sounds fire.
It's amazing.
I
I've
may need
never
to
thought of those two genres together. That sounds dope as hell though.
Yeah, I can try and find the song and link it in the Discord.
Lit.
Oh, yeah,
Say
definitely.
less.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Ross is getting over here inspired, like, Oh my goodness.
I think for me it's like I think I've told these stories before. It's like my 3 stories is like the one that got me in trouble, the one that won me, and the one that made me realize my mistake. So the first story, the one that got me in trouble, like I grew when I was younger, I was always the odd kid. Like I was skipped ahead too, so I was really the odd kid. So I found solace in sci-fi and horror, things like that. So I was reading Stephen King at a young age, and understanding like the movie Firestarter and stuff like that. Then, so one of my favorite movies at the time was Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and in first grade we had a writing story. And when I wrote my first story, it was in the essence of Invasion, but it was this kid, a black kid that no one would have paid attention to with his mom, or what he thought it was his mom. And lo and behold, at the end of the story, where this kid's telling everyone that it's not his mom, they don't believe him until they end up finding her body in a chest. So I got in trouble for that. I was in the first grade.
Wow.
When I wrote that story, I got in trouble for that. So
I love that one.
So it's like when I tell folks, they're like, "Oh, you write superhero stories." I'm like, "No, I was baptized into writing by horror. The things that I watch. That's why I tell people when the horror side of Sovereign Comics comes, I'm sorry. I apologize right now.
No, you're not.
If you read anything that I've done, you get what I'm saying right now. So the next part was the part that kind of won me and let me know I was on the right track. And that was when I was in the 7th grade. Well, at that point I was writing short stories and starting to write novels and stuff like that. I was teaching myself how to write novels from the novels that I read. And when you're in the 7th grade literature and you learn about William Shakespeare and all of the different plays and stuff like that. And you're, at least whenever I was in 7th grade, you were at, learning about all of that stuff. So I was seeing how the scripts were written. And I started teaching myself how to write scripts in 7th grade based off of what I saw. And I ended up writing a story about a group of friends that, and this was, like they end up getting caught in a haunted house. But when the house would kill them, it would send like their soulless husk back out to do its bidding and stuff like that. So my teacher saw me writing this, and she just thought it was interesting that I was writing in script form, like looking back and forth, seeing how they did the William Shakespeare stuff, how they would tell you what was going on and then tell you who said what. And I'm doing the same thing as I'm writing my story. And she just notices, at first I think she thought I was copying it. And then when she looked closer, she was like, "Are you writing a story?" And I was like, and I told her yes. And so she looked over it and she was like, "Do you want extra credit?" And I was like, "Okay." She was like, "You and your friends can put this on. I'll let y'all do a play in your homeroom. And you can present what you wrote to the other students." And that happened. So not only did I write my first script, I produced my first play. Stay after school, practice for it, and everything. It was crazy.
How old are you?
In the 7th grade, jeez, how old was I in 7th grade?
Probably 13.
I think I turned. No, because I was 13. I was 13 in the ninth.
Then I got.
I was actually 13 in the ninth because I was 17 and I was 17 in college, so I was 13 in the ninth.
I'm getting competitive right now. Okay,
Yeah.
My A student and Type A personality is coming to the fore because I got several personalities.
I don't know. I was probably.
Type A is saying that she, in the 4th grade, wrote her first play. It was a comic spin-off of Mad TV.
Mm-hmm. Cool, okay.
And we made fun of Britney Spears.
Wow.
Not Britney. Not Britney.
If that was your 4th grade, I was in. If that was your 4th grade, I was in 7th grade before Britney had a singing career. So that's still before you. I'm sorry.
No. Hey. That's the kind of timey-wimey. That's the real timey-wimey of you. That was very timey-wimey.
I'm a Whovian. You didn't know. Okay, so the one that got me to realize my mistake was when I was in the military. So this was during my 15-month deployment, 2007.
Hoorah.
And I was writing all of this stuff in a notebook, and then one day I was just, whenever I had the downtime, I was just putting it, like, make it, digitizing it and stuff like that. And my sicko kind of looked over my shoulder, and she was reading it, the stuff that I was writing. And I felt like a presence there, and I just kind of looked up and saw it was her, but I just thought she was just standing looking at something else. And all of a sudden, she just tapped me on the shoulder, and she was like, "Jackson, can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She was like, "Is this a story that you've written?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And she was like, "Why are you here?" Damn. And I just like, I was like, what do you mean, man? Why am I in Iraq? Or she was like, "No, why?" She was like, "Why?" She was like, "I know you're in the Marines and then you came in the Army." She was like, "But why are you in the military?"
Good question.
And that made me realize my mistake. So that's the reason why. And the crazy part was when she asked me that question, the stories that I was transferring at the time are the stories that are going to be in the comic called Infinite Rain, which are the stories the rest of the Silvers comes from. So that story I was writing is literally the seed of the Silvers. So that's interesting. Like that to me, that's just
You
when I
know what
look at it now, it's just as crazy.
I wanted
Just
to
don't
say?
Tom
Like,
Holland.
do you say your name Tier or Tyre?
Tear,
Tier.
tear. Mhm.
Tier. You sound like an untapped well.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It is.
you do. You sound like you got like so much that you want to say and share.
I do.
Yeah,
there's a
you
lot.
got a world in you. You got a world in you.
Universe.
Yeah.
Universe.
A
All right,
sovereign
Lizzie,
universe.
what you got?
Yep.
Oh, so I guess the story I have is for the shows. I realized, like, so when you do, like, any type of podcast or like IG live show, um, well, put it frank, shit, just random shit can happen. But like this one, I was like, oh, people care about me. Oh, okay. Not the topic that I wanted to be in the show, but okay. So last month I ended up getting COVID, but me being like persevere through the bullshit, I decided to still do the show. Like two of them while I was sick trying to recover. One of them was like the Friday, like 3 days after I found out, and it was with a creator called Ari on the Stick. So now I had to quarantine, I was with my parents quarantining in like an attic situation. So it's like at a certain time of the day, they would give me like my soup and like my tea and my water. But like when you like podcasting, you don't want to like have to make multiple batches. Like my dad was like, "When you want your stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like streaming at this time." And I thought he was gonna give it to me earlier. He gives it to me like 5 minutes before the stream, and I look at it. I look at my setup. I look at it. I'm like, can't just get up and like warm it up right away. So I'm gonna see what I can do. So now the where I fucked up was like telling my audience like, hey, I have the soup that I was gonna drink this, that, and the third. I didn't think they were gonna like say anything, but then one of the people, he's a troll, but great person, Six for Kage. Like while I'm talking to Ari, all of a sudden he's just like, "What about that soup? You want to eat that soup now?" I'm like, I try to ignore it, and then afterwards, like throughout the stream, it's like him, multiple people. It's like, "You don't eat that goddamn soup." I'm like, I'm gonna get to the goddamn. Trying to change the subject,
That reminds me of
and
a few
then
people
like
I know in here.
and like 30 minutes, like it's all so throughout the whole hour and 30 minutes, people are just like, I don't see that soup. You gotta show me proof that you ate the soup. You gotta drink it. I'm drinking the tea, I'm drinking the water, right? And then I get off the stream. And then so to let them know that I would finish it, because I said I was gonna microwave and finish it, I had to post a story on my IG saying, "Hey guys, listen, I warmed up the soup. Here you go." And I tagged the people. Then the person gonna message me being like, "We need proof that you ate it." I have to show the end. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? And then like multiple people like they saw the story, they're just like, well, one of them responded back to the story saying like, well, for all we know, she could have put it in the cup that she got over there, she could have poured it in the cup. I'm like, what the hell? So I had to send another video. So I'm like this, so that my show does have a running soup gag. It's like you just have to be there to experience. I was like, all right, now I know y'all care about me, but there's certain things I shouldn't say before stream. So that's just kind of like a funny story.
All right, chicks, you up?
Okay. So on my stream, I like to do a lot of fun things. I like to do events, so on and so forth. So it was one stream. We were playing like my version of Fear Factor. So it was me against my friends in Discord, and I just had them doing a bunch of crazy shit, just a bunch of random crazy shit. And if anybody tapped out, then I would win. But if they made it through the whole thing, then I had to eat this hot chip, and I don't do hot stuff. I
Oh
don't.
no.
I'm not a spicy girl. I'm not nothing like that. So, um, they made it through. I gave them, their winnings because it was a cash prize as well. So come to the end of the stream, I had to do what I said I was gonna do. And it wasn't the Pocky one. At least I don't think. Or it might have been the Pocky one. It was the
No.
Pocky one. And it was
Okay.
like
I was about to say which version of the Pocky one, because
it was
it before they did like the blue tongue one?
it was after that. It was the most recent one. And it had some funky ass snake on the front. It was real weird looking, and the chip itself was black. It was really, it was real. It was real. Oh, here it was the Carolina Reaper,
Yeah.
Viper, Pepper.
Are y'all
It's like a
fighting
slow-
demons? What is going on?
No, because I did it twice.
You did it
The
twice?
So
Dear
I did the
God.
first one. I did the first one that didn't have the blue one, but then the very first blue one that they did, not the most recent one, but the one before it.
God bless you, sir.
No. I'm lucky to be alive because
I know you are.
the first one I did, I lasted that whole hour. That whole hour was excruciating, but I made it through.
Jesus.
I didn't make it 5 minutes into the second one. My son came in and he was just so scared, like, what's wrong? Because I was on the ground crying.
Yeah, they're not. It's not.
It's because your mind remembered what happened the first time.
Right, triggered already.
Yep.
Like when I was eating it, I was okay because I thought I had a cheat code. Like I had my husband go and get ice cream, like the little pint size ones. So I was like, okay. And I don't I'm not a fan of like cow milk, so I'll drink almond milk. So I had that. I had the ice cream. I was like, okay, cool, I'm fine. So I was like eating the chip, taking a bite of the ice cream. I thought I had hacked. I thought I had it made. I was like, I'm cool. Ended the stream later on. It's like hours later. Ended the stream. A part of me died in my bathroom at night. I've never felt pain like that in my life. My stomach, I have had 2 kids and I've never felt pain like that in my life.
Are you sure
That
you
shit hurt so bad. Like I really felt like I was gonna die, and I was talking. I had a God, legit. That's exactly what happened. I was thinking all of the gods. I was like, listen, I don't know what I got to do to get out of this, but like I can't. Oh my God, yeah, it was bad.
So here's the funny thing. After the day after that, somebody told me like what you were supposed to have done was to take a serving of Pepto-Bismol.
I did. It didn't help. I had bananas, Pepto, ice cream. Bro, I thought I was prepared. None of that shit helps. I still died. It doesn't help.
Okay. All right. That's why I didn't do it this year again.
I'm
I
never
ain't doing it,
doing
period.
nothing ever hot again
She
in my
said, I got
life.
this in the bag. And they
I
said,
really
no.
thought I had the game on lock. Did not. I was never again. Never again.
Well, that's
I mean, I have a wholesome one. I don't know if anybody has ever participated in like a 24-hour stream or anything like that. But I've done one. I attempted one, and my community really came out and got me through that. And it just at the end of that 24 hours, I really, really felt so accomplished and just so loved because like they really carried me through those 24 hours. I would not have made it without them. I had like people coming back towards the end, and then everybody celebrated. That moment I will always remember and really appreciate because I've never felt that before. Just like people really, really riding for me and just like coming through and supporting me, and I really appreciated it. And it was a nice feeling because it's them 24 hours, especially if you're by yourself, it feel like 48. So it was they really got your girl through it. So shout out to them.
Nice. That I definitely experienced it with a dear friend of ours. My one of my other siblings, TT Reacts. Boy, she was going through it, but we had her back. We had to set up alarms to make sure that we got up and make sure that we were like, hey, keep going. Even though I'm about to go take a nap, but keep going.
You got this.
I told myself after I left the military, I will never, ever, 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 ever do anything at 24 hours again.
It's that first night of boot camp.
I have a lifetime of 24-hour duties in this country and in other countries. No. So I no. I got pissed off in the civilian world when they were like, "Hey, we might be here all day." Bitch, no.
Y'all will be here all day.
Y'all be here all day. Not me.
Like until you can stay up for freaking a week straight with cat naps. I'm talking about literal 5-10 minute naps, putting up a whole network. No,
Jesus,
y'all can have that. Y'all can have
people
I will
laugh.
sleep. I will be on that bitch snoring. Do not invite me to a 24 hours.
People laugh that I could fall asleep anywhere. Military is the reason why.
Yep, exactly. That's the reason why. You standing up, sleep.
I feel some type of way because I'm a little kid and I can sleep anywhere. Like, why are you on the Washington dryer?
Y'all, as they say, y'all youngins can have that.
I got a story.
Go ahead, Boogie. What's your story?
So, of course, before doing Three Blurred Ninjas, I was part of another podcast with Jay Stowe the Tiger. Jay, I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and head on out.
No.
Lord.
It ain't what you think it is, Adam. It ain't what you think it is.
No, I know exactly what it is.
I know a couple of y'all stories.
So, basically, listen, for those who don't know, first off, I'm Hitman Boogie. And I partake in what they call the devil's lettuce. And we had a show to do. We had a show to do. So, of course, I had to get myself right. Smoked a couple blunts, you know what I mean? But I had these edibles.
Oh, no.
That were like 250 milligrams a pop.
Oh, God.
It was only like 10 of them.
Only.
I ate 7.
No, wait. You ate 7.
I ate 7. Yeah, I ate 7 of them before the show.
What? Plus the blood?
You was.
Damn.
Sir.
When I tell
that
you,
is 1,750 millivanillies of THC in your system.
Plus the blood.
Plus the blunts.
I know you were on.
I'm trying to be like you.
So basically, listen, I did the show. You know what I'm saying? I had my motherfucking sunglasses on. I was sitting up here watching WrestleMania while they was doing the show because, nigga was gone.
Was sleeping.
It was on clouds.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
He was just on the clouds.
He made a new.
He wasn't even on the clouds. He was on the Milky Way. He was riding the Milky Way.
He was on flying Nimbus looking up to Goku.
Bro, I was touching Galactus City. I swear for Lord.
My nigga was in a different universe. My nigga was on Planet Namek.
It don't exist anymore.
Oh God. Oh goodness. Ross, did you tell a story?
No, I did not.
Go ahead.
I got a good story.
Mine is not funny. It's more inspirational.
We here for the inspiration.
7 years ago, I want to say 7.5. Around this time, I was playing basketball and damn it.
Famo!
All right, for real. All right. Okay.
Go ahead. Serious face.
Okay. All right. I was playing basketball late at night, and I broke my ankle. And when that happened, it put me in a very depressing state. But one of my friends asked me to be involved in his skit. that they was gonna put on YouTube. I did it, and next thing you know, it kind of ignited a flame in my like in my system, in my body. You know what I mean? Kind of, even though my part was small, I started fucking around, and next thing you know, in the credits, you'll see me doing funny stuff, like dumb shit. Like I had like a vacuum cleaner in my hand. Without it plugged up, I just started moving it around. Like, man, this shit don't even work. So that's one story. It's more inspirational. That's what acting and entertaining people puts me in a happy state. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It gives me that energy I need to keep going in life. Putting a smile on people's face. Yeah. Another story is I being able to, like I said, I do stand up comedy, and when you do stand up, they usually start you with 3 minutes, and then you move on to like 5 minutes to 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20. Uh, this year I was able to get on stage. No, last year I was able to get on stage and do 30 minutes with straight material, and it's
Hey,
difficult. It is difficult to get all that and remember it. So it was a very accomplished goal in my life that I was able to get up on stage and do 30 minutes of straight jokes. So,
Word.
That's not an
How
easy
was the
feat, too.
reception?
huh? Oh, it was about what 4 or 5 people in this crowd. It was fine.
Listen,
It's you know
listen.
what? There's
it was
nothing
still
wrong with
30
small
minutes.
numbers. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
Word.
small numbers at
No,
the beginning, just to get like that personal feedback. Because if it's like 4 or 5 people, then you can see their faces like real well.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
no
Mhm.
mystery
yeah,
about what's going on in the room. Because if it's more
Facts.
people, you have people in the shadows, you can't see everything, and it's too much to take
It's
in.
just a testament to
the
how hard comedy is.
I
Like
was just
I was in plays and stuff, so I've been in front of people, but I don't think I could stand in front of a comedy crowd. Like being in a play and then standing in front of a comedy crowd trying to do nah, that
what
No,
takes a
I
made it
feel
totally
that.
what made it
different type of
what
tenacity
made
to
it
do that.
what made it even better is that my auntie was in the crowd, and she was able to. She's from Maryland. I live in Florida, so she when she came down here, the time was like in line for her to come see me do stand up, and she seen it with her son and his wife, and I was just happy about that.
Oh.
Nice. All right. So I guess I'll
Fuck
tell the
you,
last
Boogie.
story.
Fuck you, Boogie.
So I'm gonna tell the last story and then we're gonna wrap up.
Before you
But
before you say that, the only reason I'm saying fuck you, Boogie, is because when I had an afro, I looked just like that nigga. Okay.
Craig Robinson, that guy though.
True. I'm just saying.
I wasn't gonna say, but since you said it, that's Ross the Boogie right now.
Stupid. No, stupid.
Oh gosh. So for those who don't know, I did a short film called The Legend of Taco Tuesday. Yes, that's literally what the title is called, The Legend of Taco Tuesday. And it's my very first credited acting gig. I only have one scene, but come to find out, is one of the most impactful scenes ever because the line that I did uh, had everybody in tears. That we had to reshoot that scene about 8 times because I couldn't make people would just start laughing. People broke character, and I got nervous. I got real nervous, real bad. I was like, do I need to change my line? Do I need to say something else? And like, no, don't you change a thing. Don't you dare. We'll figure it out. Everybody just have to hold it in, and then as soon as we hit cut, then you can laugh. So the line is that the scene
Got it pulled up, Jay.
is I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So the scene is where one of the actors has a taco. Oh God, no!
No, play it, play it, play it,
Do
play
it.
it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Forget it. Ketchup is better anyway.
Don't do that. Don't put ketchup on your taco.
Why not?
Tacos were given by the goddess Okada. Humanity is granted prosperity and health, and you're about to desecrate it with that forbidden red sauce.
Whatever.
You have angered the gods.
Yeah, I would have lost it. Yeah, as an actor, I'd have been like, yeah, I would have, yeah, yeah, I would have broke
I
out.
was so
I would have broke
nervous
out.
because the director was just like, but lucky enough, the director was laughing so hard. I was like, oh God, I screwed up.
That's wild.
That is funny as hell. No, put that on the shirt.
It's the way your voice broke too.
Right.
That's what did it.
You was
Jack,
a deep
Jack.
breath before.
Jack, I'm gonna need you to take that screen grab and put that on the shirt.
Hey, I need
Okay.
that. Hey, Boogie,
needs to
I
be a
need that so I can
soundbite.
put that in front of So Verse So Monday. Boogie. Boogie.
You have angered the gods.
There we go. Send that to me. So I can put it in front of a So Verse So Monday.
Oh, that is
Jay, I hope you know. I hope you know. By this Wednesday, I'm having that on as a sound on my soundboard.
It just might be sampled in something. I'm not
That's
even going.
funny as hell.
No, Ross.
That shit's is gonna live in
That's
infamy.
gonna be our challenge. Sampling that.
Huh?
And making
It's gonna live famously.
Oh, sampling that?
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness! But yes, I
Hey,
I
y'all
like to
sample it.
thank
We can play it on 3 BLERD beats.
Bet.
That is making this whole thing. But I love it. I love it. Oh gosh! But
You gonna
I
fuck
think
around and be in the Kanye song?
no,
Never.
no,
Never.
no.
Never.
Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras.
Oh
Baby
my
say, you have
God.
angered the gods.
It's gonna be an article. A cosplayer said that, and when he stole that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all know. Y'all probably know. Yeah.
Oh gosh, but I'm not gonna keep you guys here that long. Thank you for all coming in. You guys are all wonderful and talented, and I cannot wait to see what you guys do next. That includes you, Boogie. So, even though you're paying the market too, oh my goodness! But yes, make sure you guys check out 3 BLERD Ninjas. I will definitely get everyone's information of where to find them. Because I know everybody's not on Instagram and they have their respectful platforms that they go to. So I will definitely do the due diligence and make sure they go to where they need to go. So yes, but yes, great show. I love, and if anytime you guys want to come back on one of our shows, definitely. I'm pretty sure Boogie got ideas, and any of our other podcast members have ideas of who to invite. Which Wednesdays we have our main podcast, which is Three Blurred Ninjas. Fridays we have Three Bird Weeks with Drippy, Boogie, and that baby kids. And of course, every third Saturday we have the Tigers Den. So I will be bringing back a fan favorite, which is called The Showdown. I know I've traumatized a few people with some of the showdowns I've had already, where we take two characters and say, what if they had a fight, all out fight, who would win? So the last one I did was Choji from Naruto versus Fat Gum from My Hero Academia. A lot of people were not happy about me, and I don't care.
I mean, it can't be any worse than what we see on Death Battle.
Oh no. I have a team. I have a team that helps me out with this, and so there's a lot of critical thinking that goes into this. So it's disrespectful. Is what it is. But as we say, matter of fact, Boogie, you do the honors. I always do it on the other part. You come and do the honors. Close this out, my boy.
I mean, I don't think he got it.
No. Wait for it. Or did he run away? Or did he really say he was head out for real?
This little dick.
I'm just here so I can get fine. Fine, I'll do it myself. All right. So, thank y'all for coming in. Make sure y'all follow on everywhere, because we everywhere. And we want to wish everybody good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Y'all be easy.
Good night. Go home.
Make sure you follow.
Go home.
Everywhere.
Go home.
Go home.
Pay your
Get the fuck
bills.
out of here. You ain't gotta
Go
go
pay
home,
your
but you gotta
bills.
get the fuck out of here. We done. Wow.
Stay out there.